From WXYZ, where 7 stands for news, this is Channel 7 Action News Tonight.
Good evening, everybody. We have breaking news this evening. After he stepped down from the stand today in his third assisted suicide trial, Dr. Jack Kevorkian apparently headed for Windsor to assist in another assisted suicide. Good evening once again. This is a breaking story. There are reports that Kevorkian has helped to commit suicide another patient. This would be number 28. And if it is true, he is taking his crusade across the border to Canada. Now, we have few details available at this point. We literally found out about this just a few minutes ago. Kevorkian's attorney is refusing to comment. We called Jeffrey Feiger. He said, "It's late. I have nothing to say," and then hung up the phone. We will have more information as it becomes available. This comes really in a legal vacuum. There is no assisted suicide law. That is why he is currently on trial under common law. Now, meanwhile today, the defense rested after Kevorkian sounded off on the witness stand for the last day of cross-examination in his assisted suicide trial. The prosecution also pulled out some major ammunition against Kevorkian, the son of one of his victims. An emotional Tim Matner testified that his mother, Marjorie Wantz, pressured him to sign the release form Dr. Kevorkian required. She committed suicide with Kevorkian's help in 1991. Kevorkian's attorney, Jeffrey Feiger, demanded to know why Matner did not contact Kevorkian himself if he was so concerned about his mother's involvement with the assisted suicide doctor.
I thought Dr. Kevorkian would have the professional doctor attitude to get a hold of our family, my kids, that we're suffering. I think that's what a doctor should do, not just go off and do what they think's right.
You think he should have found you?
Don't you think the family has a little part of this too?
Now, the prosecution will continue with its rebuttal witnesses tomorrow. The case could be in the hands of the jury by the beginning of next week. But once again, breaking news this evening. It is apparent that Dr. Jack Kevorkian may have assisted in the suicide of a 28th person. As we get new information, we'll pass it along to you. Diana?
Also tonight, there's a new scam in town, and it's leaving lots of people with a ticket to nowhere. Some are stolen, some aren't worth the paper they're printed on. Whatever the case, hundreds of people who thought they had tickets to the hottest shows in town are left out in the cold tonight. These tickets look real, but looks can be deceiving. They are worthless. Nothing more than fakes of what it takes to get in to see Garth Brooks Sunday night at the Palace. And buyer beware, it's not the only scam. Tonight, Channel 7's Mike Holfeld reports a Wings fan who unknowingly bought stolen tickets is also getting stung.
It's not even the money, you know, it's the principle of the thing. You know, if he had not done the right thing, it would have been a different situation.
His son thought they had legitimate tickets to last Sunday's Wings Blues game, even called Joe Louis authorities to confirm it. Well, the tickets were stolen. They were duped.
We got down there Sunday, and unfortunately, there were other people that had tickets for the same seats, and they had a letter that said these were the authentic tickets.
What happened? Channel 7 News has learned a man dining at the Friday's restaurant in Fairlane sold the tickets for $300 to his son, who happens to be an employee here.
My son wears a lot of Red Wing paraphernalia. Obviously, that's the reason he was asked.
Joe Louis officials confirming to Channel 7 News the tickets were stolen from the home of a season ticket holder. Police reports were filed, and then replacement tickets were issued.
But Red Wing tickets aren't just being stolen and sold to unsuspecting fans. One man out there has been copying them. In other words, counterfeit tickets. And it doesn't stop with Red Wings tickets.
And the lightning strike.
It's the hottest concert in town, but fans hoping to hit this Sunday's Garth Brooks concert at the Palace may be holding a fake.
If you have a seat for section 203 in row 10, either seats 7, 8, 9, or 10, the overwhelming odds are that it's a bogus ticket. Also, if you have section 209, row 7, seats 11 or 12, again, the overwhelming odds are that it's a bogus ticket.
Macomb County Prosecutor Carl Marlinga showing the press what investigators are calling the best counterfeit tickets in recent memory. The alleged mastermind behind this, 26-year-old David Policia of Sterling Heights. He's charged with 6 counts of counterfeiting tickets for profit. Investigators say he did it with an employee here at this Kinko's Copy Center.
We knew that they would continue to sell the Garth Brooks tickets up until the time of the concert. That was really the major problem that we were facing now.
Police is being held on $100,000 cash bond tonight. Police in Clinton Township are asking anyone who suspects they may have bought bogus tickets to please give them a call. There's a slim chance you may get your money back. Diana?
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Police say the counterfeiters also printed about 200 fake tickets for upcoming concerts by Kiss and R. Kelly. They're not sure how many may have been sold. Guy?
A St. Clair Shores teenager is coming to the defense of his parents, who are accused and on trial of letting him run wild.
Both of them were greatly upset and, asked me, why did I do this? You shouldn't have done that. They just, they tried to help me, but those just things I just wouldn't listen to them.
16-year-old Alex Provenzino took the stand today at his parents' trial. He says his parents, Anthony and Susan, did not know about most of the burglaries he committed. The teenager also claims that once they found out, they tried to help him, but he refused to listen. Alex also denied calling his parents names.
Alex, did you swear at your parents?
Yeah, at times, yes.
Did you call your father an dwarf?
No, I did not.
Did you call your mother a witch?
No, I did not.
While on the stand, Alex Provenzino identified some stolen items, including a gun, knife, strong box, and a duffel bag. He admitted spending hundreds of dollars on drugs, saying everything changed after he started smoking marijuana.
The Michigan Supreme Court will hear an appeal this fall from imprisoned Detroit cops Walter Budson and Larry Nevers. They were convicted in 1993 of second-degree murder and the death of Malice Green. Supporters insist the cops were railroaded. But one community leader thinks the opposition stems from the belief that people in Detroit are incapable of administering justice.
What we have are people who don't like who made the call, who don't like where the call was made, who don't like who the victims of the call were. The bottom line is Malice Green was not a hero, but he wasn't a zero either. And the bottom line is that the police officers did the crime, they ought to do the time.
Relatives and supporters held a news conference about the state Supreme Court decision today. They hope it will lead to a new trial and say it's been a long time coming.
The actual case has been up in the Supreme Court for 13 months, give or take a few days. No, not soon enough. But we're taking it. We'll take it.
It's been a long wait, and that I just have faith that this Michigan Supreme Court will rule according to the law.
The Supreme Court justices have until July 1997 to make a decision.
Tonight, anybody with insurance may learn something from a family in Livonia who's trapped in a maze of red tape. They're finding out the coverage is not always there when you need it.
It was right around 1 o'clock a.m. My wife was the one who took the call. The thing was just that our daughter was in an accident, and she was hurt real bad.
17-year-old Brenda D'Aristotle was on spring break in Cancun last month when she was hit by a bus while crossing the street. Nearly 4 weeks later, the medical bills stack up to almost $200,000. The pile's growing, and 3 insurance companies are passing the buck.
All these years, pain, and you think you're covered, and you have housing insurance, you have automobile insurance, health insurance.
You pay your union dues?
You pay union dues, updated all the time, and when you need them, they back out of you.
D'Aristotle's union health care plan denied the claim, saying the policy totally and completely excludes coverage for any claim arising out of an auto or other vehicular-related accident. Allstate, his auto insurance company, also denied the claim because the accident happened in Mexico. State no-fault law forbids it too. A small travel insurance policy is also a bust because the company claims to have lost the file. Now, what can you do to avoid a similar nightmare? First and foremost, know the limitations of your insurance policies. Do they cover you if you're out of the country? And if not, find out about extended coverage. Mr. D'Aristotle's health insurance company told us that he can appeal the claim denial. Meantime, we are happy to say that Brenda is recuperating in a Miami hospital. Voters in the city of Taylor tonight overwhelmingly approved a tax hike to knock down public housing. It's a 2-to-1 tally. 66% of the voters gave thumbs up for the controversial plan, and that means the city can levy a 1 mil tax for 20 years. It will cost the average homeowner with an $80,000 home about $40 more each year. The money will be used to tear down half of the publicly subsidized apartment buildings in 4 complexes on the city's south end. The mayor of Taylor claims that raising and renovation will help eliminate a problem with crime in those areas. Diana?
He lived like a bum, but he was a multi-millionaire, and no one knew it until he died. But in death, Irvin Abramson is trying to ensure the survival of his religion and culture. Channel 7's Mike Huckman tonight found out who was in his will and what could stand in the way of the intended beneficiaries getting the money.
These students at the Yeshiva Beth Yehuda are coming to the private Orthodox Jewish school in Southfield tonight to celebrate a holiday that marks the end of a deadly plague. Officials hope they'll soon be celebrating the end of financial problems that have plagued the school for quite some time. Now that it's been revealed that Irvin Abramson, the man who lived like a pauper but died with millions worth of stock certificates in his car, willed the yeshiva hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The school needs money to continue the education on a higher standard, so $700,000 will help.
Well, it's a tremendous opportunity for the school to clean up some back bills.
I think it's wonderful that somebody could be such a philanthropist and leave his money to children who could use it.
If estimates of Abramson's estate are accurate, $4.5 million is willed to the Diskin Orphan Home of Israel in Brooklyn, New York, and the same amount would go to the Rabbinical Seminary of America in Queens. Somewhere between $500,000 and $700,000 is left for the yeshiva in Southfield.
Maybe he said to himself, this is a way that I can help the future by leaving a donation of this size to a school that produces rabbis and teachers for the future.
In his will, Abramson mentioned 4 relatives by names and wished them, quote, good health and happiness, but finished by saying, for reasons of my own, I make no provision for them hereunder. Nevertheless, his nieces and nephews have reportedly hired an attorney and are planning to contest the will. Yeshiva Beth Yehuda also includes this school for girls, which would share in the money from Abramson. But even if his relatives are not successful in contesting the will, it could take years for this financially strapped school to receive this surprise gift it so desperately needs. In Oak Park, Mike Huckman, Channel 7 Action News Tonight.
And we have much more ahead on 7's Action News Tonight. Next, a local woman answered the call to serve in Bosnia, but tonight her family worries and waits after receiving troubling word from that war-torn region.
Plus, new hope for couples concerned that they may have to give up their sex lives for good health. And our science editor, Jerry Hodak, is here with a look at the weather. Jerry.
Some big changes coming up in the weather. We've had a few sprinkles of rain around here tonight, but by tomorrow night at this time, we could have a real cloudburst on our hands. Take a look at the full forecast coming up shortly.
156 lives were lost. One miracle was found. Mary Conway reports from Alabama. Find out what happened to Cecilia Sheehan, the lone survivor of Flight 255. Coming up here on 7. You're watching Channel 7 Action News Tonight with Diana Lewis and Guy Gordon. Uncovered.
No one in optical has a better frame selection than DOC. And during DOC's Sexy Spectacular, choose any sale to buy them, like 40% off every frame, or our $1 frame sale, or DOC spares. Buy one pair, get a second pair free. Plus 25% off all sunglasses, $15 off an eye exam, and 7 pair of AccuView disposables for just $137 complete. DOC's Sexy Spectacular, our most spectacular sale ever. You have my word on it.
Now, this is interesting.
It's contemporary. Touches of gold are nice.
We can save $2,500. So we get the sculpture?
I'd prefer the Cadillac DeVille.
Lease the special edition DeVille now for just $469 a month with $2,675 down, and you'll save $2,500 in options, including leather, chrome wheels, gold trim, and custom roof.
See anything you like? Actually, we do.
See your Metropolitan Detroit Cadillac dealer.
Art Van's double discount sale gives you 2 ways to save. This Wednesday and Thursday only. Discount number 1, Art Van gives you 25 to 70% savings store-wide. Discount number 2, Art Van will pay your 6% sales tax. But for 2 days only, this Wednesday and Thursday, 10 till 10, it's your chance to get double discounts on all the top brand names in furniture. Save 25 to 70%. Plus, Art Van will pay your 6% sales tax. This Wednesday and Thursday only at Art Van's double discount sale.
Circuit